Yo, yo, yo. All right, welcome back to What You Expect. We're going to be doing these videos a lot more often for our articles. My name is Ty Foster. I'm the editor in chief here at What You Expect, and I'm joined by, you all can introduce yourself, your big boys. Go ahead, Dwa.
It's Dwa Vocalz, the one and only.
Hey man, King Salmon, aka John, aka Dwa Sidekick, aka Ty Sidekick, aka that's all I got.
I bet. All right, so we're here, and I had written an article that is going to post right after we finish this, called "How an Eager Beaver Could Be the Collapse of an Empire." And so, basically, what it was about was fans and fans getting people canceled because people can't control their fans. And even though they may be kind of well intentioned or not quite this way or that way, if you don't control your fans and they start wilding out, they could end up being the collapse of everything that you've built. So I started by talking about Dave Portnoy, who was trending. He is the leader of Barstool. And so this thing that he was trending about was like actually his fault. But historically speaking, everything that's kind of been happening with them with their reputation has been about their fans. I talked about NASCAR. Why did that just turn off? I talked about NASCAR and just everything that they've done with banning the Confederate flag, and how they're trying to leave their old bay and go to like bigger and better things. And just how like people identify with sports. I talked about baseball, the NFL, and this whole Kaepernick situation, and them coming around to from blackballing him to basically coming around and saying, "Hey, we were wrong. Like y'all can do y'all kneeling shit, and like we'll be cool." And I know we were talking earlier about fans and just cancel culture in general. And so, yeah, I mean, even with Barstool, because I know that was the big thing that we were talking about. I was thinking, and like, it's not necessarily that these things are about cancel culture. It's more that people are trying to hold other people accountable. And if you just double down and you don't take this L and just shut up and listen, then yeah, you're not necessarily going to get canceled, but slowly but surely you're going to lose some people. And to the point where, go ahead.
So to your first point, let me get a little closer to the camera. I need a haircut. Your first point, niggas cancel themselves. Sorry for using the N-word, respect. But we need to stop. Like, people need accountability. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Portnoy did something that was super flagrant.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you don't do anything that the public eye will disagree with, you'll be fine. If you want to be this, like, everyone knows what people get mad about, but people just want to be right all the time. And it's just like, fuck it. Like, I know, like, for example, like, actually, I don't want to get on these hills on this camera, but shout out to the Hill Show coming soon.
Yes,
but
yes.
There's certain things that you do in your private life that you don't post on social media for a reason, because someone might feel a certain type of way. So there's certain things like, for example, Portnoy. I know white people use the N-word all the time when they're rapping. They're listening to rap music. Yeah. I know it happens. I'm not gonna police it. I have white friends. I know when Dwa's not there, they're using the N-word. When Trap N-word comes on by Future, they're saying the N-word. It's happening. I know it, and it's okay. But when I'm saying it, and that's because there's certain things you do behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? So when certain things come out into the forefront, you should not be the first person that's angry and yelling at the fans because you created the problem in the first place. And that's all I'm saying.
So I do think there's a distinction here that needs to be said, though. Like, being held accountable is one thing, right? Criticism or being critical of someone or something that's a major figure is one thing. It's another thing to feel like, especially for those who, because my issue with cancel culture, my main issue with it is people think that their opinion matters so much that it's going to affect them, in the sense of people feel like because they have a voice online or somewhat of a voice online, that their opinion is automatically valid, which it isn't. And now
You think
there are
it's
a lot.
that?
Because you can look to say that. I'm not gonna say everybody didn't deserve to be called out, because a lot of people.
No, John. That wasn't my question. Like, do you think it's social media, or do you think people just feel that way? Period.
No,
like,
but
people tell me things
can feel that
all the time that they never even studied. Like, they be like, like, for example, our conversation earlier, until you understood what our conversation was, when you were saying about automation in banking industry, and then you realized I was just talking about the banking industry. But let's just say you were talking, like, you were telling me about the banking industry. I'm not saying you were in that conversation, but there's been times where people have told me about the banking industry, and they're fucking dentists. Like, nigga, you haven't ever worked in the banking industry in your life. So it's just like, I don't think it's social media. I just think niggas really feel that way, or men. Sorry, at a point, men really feel that way about, or men, women, whatever. They feel that their opinion is what matters, and social media just glorifies it.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so what I was trying to break down too in the chat where we were talking about all this too is that you have to understand what's happening during the quote unquote canceling. Like, it's so you've done something that has allowed room for people to kind of bring you down a peg, basically bring you down to their level.
But that right there is the issue. But here's the thing: we can, if we're going to have that argument, I can point out literally everybody who was ever a celebrity that can be pointed out or in ostracized for something that they do or support. We can do that with everybody, because everybody has something that we don't agree with. So if that's the line for this type of thing, then everybody is fucked. And I'm not even the guy that's gonna be like, oh,
everyone is fucked.
Because no, but yeah. See, like, I'm not gonna go that route. Because listen, I'm not gonna say all of cancel culture is bad. There have been people who deserve to be called out, have been called out, rightfully so. But with anything, there's an opposite side of it, which are people being called out or attempted to be called out for things that are just ridiculous. But yeah, it could have been a mistake. It could have been something that shouldn't have been said or whatever. But like, because my thing is like, we can talk from personal experience. I know I used to say a lot of homophobic shit back in the day. Did I have any idea or care?
Don't cancel yourself, Joe.
Back then, no. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Now,
but now you know you're better.
10 years later, I would never say those things. So if I become successful and people see like some old shit I said, should I be now considered a homophobe for the rest of my career? Like, that's insane to me. That is insane.
But that's what we talked about too, is that a lot of these things are going to blow over. It's kind of like, so the analogy I use is like, if I have a gun to come rob you and like, I'm like, yo, run your shit, and you choose this time period to like talk all this shit, like, you're going to make me like shoot you. Like, so people are coming at you for this thing, and like, now isn't the time to try to be right. Just like, yo, I messed up. I said something back then that was like unacceptable. I'm disgusted with myself. And like, I promise to be better. And then just log off and relax for a week, and then you'll be allowed to come back. But when you don't,
Portnoy said that, like, literally what John was saying, like, yo, everyone can get fucked over. That was Portnoy's point. He was like, yo, they got Bill, they got Jimmy, they got all these people. I knew they were gonna get me next. He said that. But the thing is, he should have said that to the group chat and didn't say that to the public.
No, but
the public makes it look nasty. So we all know it's facts. Only like certain people will never get canceled. But the thing is, just like, let them try. Like, let's laugh about it.
So what? And I want to repeat what I said in the chat, because my counter to that is twofold. One, I think no matter what, if you say something or don't say nothing, it's gonna get blown over, because tomorrow someone's getting canceled. Listen, I don't. Doja Cat was for 4 days, public enemy #1. Literally, then fucking Bubba Wallace or somebody else comes to the news cycle, and we nobody said Doja Cat's name. The only reason we're saying her name again is because she took 2 weeks to double down on whatever she's saying.
She's continuing to talk about it.
But again, my point is ultimately, if the concept is to cancel something, right? To get rid of something.
That's not it.
Giving that something. Then what is the point of canceling?
Yo, John, people are just mad. That's it. You're canceled.
But that's my point, right? Like, this is the point where things are getting silly. Because are we trying to be critical and hold people accountable?
No.
Or are we just gonna be complaining about everything that we're upset about? Because that's what it seems like. Yo, it seems like anybody who has ever pissed anybody off right now is getting canceled. Like, if you're from Jersey, you know Barcode and those places. The owner's being called out to be racist all over New Jersey now. I don't know if the guy's racist, but because a couple people said he was, now people saying he is. I don't know the guy from shit, and I don't think a lot of people even know. But people clearly ain't fuck with him because I mean, granted, those clubs that's a whole other story. But my point is, if you have a grudge against somebody in power, this is the time you can get at them. And that's not
okay.
the point of
Wait, and so John, what do you think that these people's PR teams are telling them to do?
Oh, but no, see,
yeah, exactly.
The PR teams, either the PR teams need to get fired, or the people got to stop hiring PR teams.
No, they're doing the PR team is doing their job, and these
or
people
just giving them bad advice. I'm not sure.
The PR team is issuing the apology, just like the Chris Downs thing. They're issuing the apology on your behalf, and they're saying, do not go on Instagram Live, at least for like a week. And then these people are like, nah, fuck that. I need to go. And then you wound up undoing everything, and it just looks so much worse. And it's like, yo, just issue the apology that we know isn't real, but we just accept it.
That's my next point. That was exactly going to be my next point. You keep asking for these apologies. We know damn well, no matter how they apologize, the way they apologize, if they can be on bended knee, we still going to be critical. We're still going to say that's a bullshit-ass apology. We're still going to say them niggas should have did it before. They should never did it in the first place. So what's the point of the apology? What's the point? Just to get it off? Just to get it off so we can tell you you're bullshitting us? I'd rather you not say it. I'd rather you, if you really believe in it, hold your nuts. Because what's the difference? You're still going to get killed.
Sorry?
What is the difference?
Who's ever sorry?
But that's my point. That's exactly my point. Like most of the time, I feel like it's even worse that these niggas are trying to be disingenuous about it. Like that's making it worse.
But that's the game.
Pretending like you care when you don't care. But you saying that's the game. But nowadays we see through that. The common person sees through that.
It's not like I saw through it. It's just it's you doing. It's you actually going through and doing this. So it's okay. The goal is never, again, like you said, because you're right, we are going to forget about it, but we are going to forget about it, but it's, are you doing the steps to allow us to forget about it, or are you continuing to double down and you keep bringing it up in conversation?
What are the steps? Okay, can we, just real quick, can you name me, out of all the people that have been canceled so far, can you name me 3 that have been truly canceled? And when I mean truly canceled, I mean 3 people that careers have been actually affected, jobs, whatever, affected because of the cancel culture.
We talked about 3. This. Those people are in jail right now. But anyway, so this was.
So those are the good side of it.
Hey, this is a very spirited debate. The article's gonna be posted soon. The video, definitely hit us up on social media. Definitely tell us what you think about it. What do you think about cancel culture? What do you think about the pieces that we had to say about it? And stay tuned for the next one. Peace.
Yeah, fuck off.